happy day for the Central family. It's a great day to be a Blue Devil. And I want to introduce to you our new head football coach, our old head football coach, Brian McCarthy.
I want to thank everyone for coming. It's an honor to be named the 14th head football coach here at Central Connecticut State University. I want to thank President Toro for her support and her belief in me. A head football coach making that decision is a big decision on any campus, and I just want to thank her for believing in me and her support that she's shown me for the last 7 months. I'd like to thank Chris Galligan, our Vice President for Institutional Advancement. A big part of this to me is you got to feel comfortable with the people you're dealing with. And I feel very comfortable with the people I'm dealing with. I can have an open conversation with Chris, whether it be on the golf course, whether it be in the locker room. We can talk like human beings, and I appreciate that. I'd like to thank Brian Berrio. Brian is as genuine as they come. He's a guy that will play basketball with our staff members, not necessarily me, at lunchtime, but I knew right away the type of person I was dealing with from the get-go. A guy that I could trust, a guy that I knew was going to tell it to me straight, and I'm very fortunate to have the working relationship that I have with Brian. I'd like to thank my wife Jennifer, who's here with my 3 sons here in the front. Jennifer and I met at Albany when I was a coach there, and she was an administrator, and she's currently, I think I have a tough job, but I think she tells me every day when I come home she has a much tougher job. She stays home with three kids, and it is. I know this. I wouldn't last very long if I was doing what she was doing. In fact, it'd probably last an hour or 2. But I want to thank her. She grew up in a family where her father coached, so she's been around it and she understands it. I don't know if we have any football players of the 3 right here. It's too early to tell. I'd like to just thank the 3 mentors I had an opportunity to work under throughout the course of my career. First, starting with Jay Bateman. I got my first job at Siena College. I didn't even know they paid people to coach college football. I was dead set on not taking the job. I went on campus. I got around Jay, who's currently defensive coordinator in North Carolina. Infectious personality. He's doing great things in the profession and really kind of pushed me along. And that took me to my next stop, which was at University of Albany under Coach Bob Ford. And for those of you who don't know, Bob Ford he coached for over close to 50 years. He was the head coach at Albany for 43 years. He took it from a club team to Division III, Division II, and currently in the CAA. He taught me how to handle people. And there's so many people that have gone through, so many coaches that have gone through the profession that learn and advance because of Bob Ford. And what was he? Number 1, he was a class individual. He treated people the right way, he treated them with respect, and he did the same thing with his players. I'd like to thank Pete Rossimondo. I played for Coach Rossimondo. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Coach Rossimondo. And let me say this, I did not inherit a program that I had to build. The core tenets were in place. Right? Pete Rossimondo had a big part to do with that. I learned how to handle people from Coach Ford, with Coach Ford. I learned how to handle players from Coach Rossimondo when I had a chance to work with him early in my career. John Lyons. John Lyons was a former head coach at Dartmouth. He's currently the defensive coordinator at the University of New Hampshire. He exposed me to college coaching. When I was a college athlete, he allowed me to work camps up at Dartmouth, allowed me to get around other coaches, and really kind of set me in that direction. And I'd also like to thank Dan McNeil, my former college coach, who also, being the head coach, coached the quarterback position in which I played. I had an opportunity to observe him on a daily basis, kind of see again at a young age how an operation, how a football program is run. Okay? Next, the players. Without the players, this would all be for naught. I always say to our coaches and I say to our players, the number 1 reason for success is the players. The number 1 reason for success. The number 2 is the system of teaching. And right now, what I'm proud about is the fact that we have talented, driven student athletes. We have guys that approach it the right way, whether it's practice, whether it's going to class. Hey, when you recruit the right kids for your environment, the rest takes care of itself. And I think we've done that. I'd like to thank our staff. Hey, we're talking about a 365-day of the year, 12-month deal. And if you don't like or enjoy working with the people, working with certain people on your staff, those become really long days. And obviously when you're not doing as well as you'd like to do, there can be a lot of finger pointing. I'm fortunate to have a young staff, but a very energetic staff. They're good people. Number one, they carry out the core values of the program, and I'm able to delegate a lot of different things. There's a lot of things that get done behind the scenes a lot of people don't see. Mike Erickson and the strength staff. And what you see on the field is really a direct reflection of what our staff does, our coaching staff, and what we do in the weight room. They spend more time with Mike and his staff than anybody else. And the ability to finish games, which we've been able to do, falls directly with Mike Erickson. I thank the staff for that. I arrived here in 2015. I spent a long period of time at the University of Albany. I was there for 13 years. My philosophy has always been, I'm going to work for the job I have, not for the job I want to have. And I think if you take that one day at a time, and you take that approach, everything else takes care of itself. It truly does. I'm proud of what we've accomplished. Since I arrived in 2015, won a conference championship in 2017, had the opportunity to play for one in 2018. I'm proud of what's been accomplished to this point. We played 6 games, we played 5 on the road. I'm proud of what we've done to this point, but we are nowhere by means finished with the season. And I think our players understand that. So if you're going to take the philosophy of one day at a time, that's what it's going to be. I'm excited to get back home. I'm excited to see these guys play at home. They work their tails off. They do it the right way. And I know I have a firm belief this is a really, really good football team. It's got a lot of room to grow, but I'm confident in what we're doing. All right, and I always tell them, pressure's what you feel when you don't know what you're doing. We know what we're doing. All right, and I fully believe we're going to go out there on Saturday and do everything we can to win that football game. So I want to thank you for your support, administration, players, staff, all those that are here. I couldn't be more excited to be named the next head football coach of Central Connecticut, and I thank you very much for coming. Thank you.